This battery charger dwarfs everything else on the market. Let's find out how it works. Dave Taylor here, and I'm looking at battery chargers again. Now, you might wonder why I keep looking at battery chargers, but a lot of it's to do with emergency preparedness and being off-grid. So, enter this. This substantial unit is the MyCharge AdventureMega charger, and it has a whopping 20,100 milliamp hours of charge. That is a lot of battery. It's also just a tiny bit over a pound, so it actually has the weight you'd expect from a lot of battery. But let's talk about it. First off, all the charging happens on the very top. And you'll notice I had to pull something off to get there because this actually is an IP65 splash resistant, dirt proof, and drop resistant unit. So if you want to take it camping, clip it to your backpack, adds a little weight, but it's worth it because it's going to rock and roll, and these hold their charge for over a year, which means if you want to, again, to get into that emergency preparedness, charge this thing and leave this in your emergency kit. And then once a year, just remember, maybe on January 1st, right? Once a year, remember to just charge it up again and you'll be good to go. And you're really just topping it up. These things last forever. Anyway, on the top, you have the micro USB that is the input charge. And then you have two USB-A, I call them USB 3 plugs. And those plugs give you access to all the battery. And that's it. No built-in wires, nothing fancy. There's nothing going on anywhere else on the unit other than there is a charge indicator, and it is underneath the carabiner. There's a little power button that gives you the ability to show the charge, and then the charge is just 4 little tiny LEDs, and this one's fully charged. And it's fully charged after I've been doing all the testing that I'll tell you about in just a minute. So you can tell it just has a huge amount of capacity. Now, dimensions wise, this is 7 inches by 1 inch by 3 inches. And like I said, it's 1.04 pounds plus the weight of the carabiner. Just kidding, the carabiner doesn't weigh anything, but it is definitely a little bit substantial. This is not what you want to carry around to keep your Apple Watch charged. That would be really weird to have like a super tiny, super light Apple Watch and this rather behemoth battery charger. But here's what I did to test it out. I plugged in 3 different devices. To start, I plugged in an Apple iPhone, and it did okay. It got 38% charge in an hour, which is all right. But where it really shined is with this. This is the Samsung Galaxy S8, if I can get it to turn on. Let's see, there we go. Samsung Galaxy S8, and this got a whopping 63% charge in 1 hour, and it didn't even affect the LED. So, I mean, you can charge this thing a zillion times off of this. A zillion is actually an estimate. Do not actually use that as sales copy. Okay. So then I thought, well, we have USB on one end and we have USB-C on the other end. So let's plug in my MacBook Pro. And that was really interesting. First off, the Mac OS system insists there's nothing happening there. There's no charge, there's nothing plugged in. Although on the very top menu bar, it does show me the plugged in and charging battery icon. So a little confusing there. But it turns out, and this is not necessarily great, but it's interesting, it gets 10% charge an hour off of this. So if you were to leave it plugged in overnight, in a crisis, in an emergency, you could get 70 or 80% charge out of this MyCharge AdventureMega. And it, it's not like MyCharge is saying that's its purpose, but it is interesting. You could charge up your MacBook through this device if you have a lot of patience. But it does work. It is a positive journey towards more charge. So that's pretty cool. Now, let's say you really are a prepper and you really want to have everything set for an emergency, or you go on these extraordinarily long backpacking trips where you're away from power for a week. Then MyCharge also has another product, which I didn't review, and that's called the portable power outlet. Here's a photo of it. It's pretty sweet. It's also 20,000 milliamp hours, but this one has a 65 watt AC power plug. Now, it is a little bit bigger, it is a little bit heavier, and I can tell you it's a lot more expensive than this guy. So the portable power outlet, not this, the portable power outlet is 179 bucks. This MyCharge AdventureMega charger is, well, hang on, before I tell you the price, go ahead and click on subscribe. Really appreciate when you subscribe to my channel. That's super great. And leave comments. I will respond. Always respond to my comments. Okay, so the MyCharge AdventureMega charger, 20,100 milliamp hours, is $79.99 at bestbuy.com. And they have another version that has Qualcomm's Quick Charge 3, which frankly with the Samsung didn't seem to be necessary because they have, what do they call it? They have what they call, somewhere on the back, SmartSense ensures device compatibility. So I don't know whether that's what was doing it, but something was making it work really well. I consider a 63% charge in an hour really great. But if you really, really want Quick Charge 3.0 with your AdventureMega, that'll add another $10, and that makes it $89.99. Now, the only way to really tell is to compare SKUs. If the SKU for the product, and that's the same thing that you would get on the UPC barcode, if it has the letters QC in it, then you have the Quick Charge edition, and that's going to be a little more expensive. Otherwise, you have this, which is the non-Quick Charge but Smart Charge edition. And this one, like I said, $79.99 at bestbuy.com, or you can check out all the products from MyCharge at mycharge.com. This is it. That's all I got. So I'm going to plug back in, finish charging up my phone, and I'll catch you in my next video.